Welcome to the series where we do hands-on exercises on LangChain, OpenAI, and Python. In this video, we will create a QuizBot, and using LangChain's Datetime Parser, we will collect response from the AI and humans, and then perform time calculation. Basically, this will be a more practical example of LangChain output parsers in action. If you are following the series, you know that in the last video we worked with a general output parser and talked about use cases for that. And in this one, we are extending that capability by using LangChain's datetime parser and performing calculations. This will give us a better use case for the LangChain output parsers. Here, we send a topic to the AI and get a question back on that topic as an answer. Then we send that question back to AI, get an answer, but only as a datetime object, something that we can use later. At this point, we take the initial question and ask that to the user for their best guess and collect the answer as another datetime object. Now, we have two datetime objects, one of them from the AI and one from the user. With these two answers, we calculate the time difference between AI answer and the user answer, and then output that as the final answer. If this seems too confusing, don't worry. It will all be cleared out once we hit the code. That said, let's get started. All right, so we are back at the code, and these are the libraries I'm going to need for this project. So let's run it. And once these are installed, we'll get right back. Okay, so all the necessary stuff installed. So we just get rid of this. And the next step would be setting up the environment variable, bringing in OS and os.environ, setting up the environment variable OpenAI API key. And this is what LangChain looks for. And all you have to do is just replace this string with your OpenAI API key and hit this button, and that will make this API key part of this environment, which you can use throughout the project. That's being done. Let's look at our setup here. Main attraction, QuizBot with time calculation. This time, so I brought in datetime and the usual, the OpenAI, chat OpenAI. From the output parsers, we got datetime output parser, and from LangChain.prompts, we got chat prompt template, system message prompt template, and human message prompt template. And this time, we are using a object-oriented approach in Python. Keep our stuff organized. We're declaring a class QuizBot, which will have 4 methods. Now, before we start filling those out, let's see our main steps. Step 1, we're going to send a topic to the AI and get a question back as an answer to this, instantiating QuizBot, and then calling create history question. First method, create history question. And step 2, we will send the same question to AI and get an answer as only a datetime object, invoking this method, QuizBot.getAIAnswer, passing that question. And this would be our second method, getAIAnswer, and sending the question as an argument. Step 3, we're collecting answer from the user, their best guess. And we're going to be invoking this method, getUserAnswer, and passing the same question in there. Get user answer to the same question. Description is there for you for all of them. And last but not least, step number 4, we're going to calculate the time difference between the AI answer and the user answer by invoking checkUserAnswer. And this time, as an argument, we're going to pass the user answer and the AI answer. That's our last method, this guy. checkUserAnswer is taking user answer and AI answer as the argument. Instead, let's go fill out these methods, see what they do. All right, we're back at the code, and this time we have our first method in by creating a system template where we are asking you write a single quiz question about this topic that we're bringing in here as an argument from the user, and then you only return the quiz question. Very specific. Basically, we're asking for only the question. And then we turn it into a system prompt using system message prompt template, passing this system template. And then we're creating a human message prompt. And here we are creating a human template. Here we're giving nothing but a question request prompt as an input variable. Here we're giving a nothing but a input variable question request. And then we are creating a human message prompt using human message prompt template and passing this human template through it. And now we're compiling a chat template using chat prompt template. And as an argument, we're sending a Python list. And within that list, we are providing the system message prompt from here and human message prompt from here. And this is going to be our chat prompt. And at this point, we are creating the question request, and that will be give me a quiz question where the correct answer is a specific date. So this is where we are molding the AI's answer by saying, hey, it cannot be just any question. It has to be a question that's answer is a specific date so that we can format it later with our datetime parser. With that, we're forming a request with chat prompt dot format prompt, and here we are assigning values to our variables. Topic equals topic, which is basically coming from here as an argument wherever we are invoking this function, and then the question request equals q, what we just generated here, and that belongs to our human template. And with all that, using toMessages function to create this request, now we are ready to send our request to AI. At this point, we create our model using chat OpenAI, temperature 0.5, and model name GPT 3.5 Turbo. And we will invoke that model with this request as an argument and get the result. And since this is a method, whenever we invoke this create history question method, it will return result.content. Why? Because result brings in all sorts of other information, but our actual text result will be inside result.content. That being said, now let's see what is our step one. Here we send a topic to the AI and get a question back as an answer. So here we're creating an object, QuizBot, by invoking the QuizBot class, which we created right here. And once we have this object, we can call this create history question method by invoking this method like this. As we know, it takes topic as an argument, so we're sending the topic history. So let's invoke that and see what it gives. Perfect. We're getting a question back saying, on what date did the United States declare its independence from Great Britain? So we send a history as a topic, and we got a question which has an answer specific date. And that's exactly what we asked for. That part being done, now let's go bring in the second method, get AI answer, but this answer will be a datetime format. All right, so we have our get AI answer method here. At the very beginning, we invoke datetime output parser to create the output parser object, which we got from here, datetime output parser, LangChain.output parser, right? Okay, that being done, we quickly create system message prompt. But to do that, we need to create a system template where we give the AI direction. You answer the quiz question with just a date, nothing but a date. So, and that template we pass to our system message prompt template to create our system message prompt. And next we create a human template. And here we give it another instruction saying answer user's question. And we provide an input variable, the question, which we get as an argument here. And then we give it another input variable saying format instruction, which we will build soon enough. And then we create a human message prompt using human message prompt template, passing that human template in there. Now that we have both system and human prompt, now we take those to compile the chat prompt template using chat prompt template and passing a list which includes our system message prompt and human prompt as we created here. That being done, create our format instruction by using the output parser get format instruction method. And this is the output parser we created up here, right there, using the datetime output parser. Now that we have our format instructions, we create a request by invoking format prompt method on that object, the chat prompt object. And this is where we assign value to our variables. Question equals question, which we got from here. And then format instructions equals format instructions, which we build right here. Then we take all those and invoke .toMessage function to simplify our request. And then we are now ready. Send it to our AI. Here we invoke our model. Here we create our model using chat OpenAI. This time we're keeping it simple, going with the defaults. And we get the result by invoking that model and passing this request. And the answer, we will get a datetime string, which will belong in result.content. But now that we have our output parser available, so we're going to use that object and invoke .parse method and pass that result content to get the answer, the correct answer from the AI in a datetime format, and then return it. That being done, now that we added new function, so let's rerun it so that the class is up to date. And our method is added, get AI answer. And now let's also invoke that class and get a question so that we can fill up this question variable. So let's run that again. What is the date when the United States declared its independence from Great Britain? Great. Now we have filled in our question variable. So this time on step 2, where we send the same question to AI and get an answer in datetime object. So this time we get this same QuizBot object and invoke the second method with dot notation, QuizBot dot get AI answer, and pass this question to it, run it, and see what we find. Boom, look at that. 1776, 4th of July. So now we are on our way to the next step. This time we're going to be collecting the answer from user, the best guess, and we have to invoke this method. To invoke it, we have to create it. So let's create it. Get user answer. And this time also we're sending the same question. Let's do it. All right. So this time in one shot, I filled in last 2 methods because there is no complexity to it, no AI involved. So here, get user answer. So here we send the same question and print the question so that the user can see it. And then we invoke some input, user inputs, so that it actually prompts the user to enter the year, the month, and the day. And we turn them into integers. And then pass those to our datetime library to create user datetime, and then simply return the user datetime. And the next one, now that we have both our user and AI datetimes, so we pass those two to this method, check user answer, and it simply subtracts them and then takes the difference and turns them into a string and prints it out like this. The difference between the correct answer, The difference between the correct answer and your guess is the formatted difference. Basically, this result, right? So now let's invoke the whole thing. All right. Now let's create the class object and invoke the first one using the history. So let's see what question we get this time. Yes, we got the same one. And now let's invoke AI answer. Get the same one. And this time, let's invoke the user one. Oh. And this time, let's see. We are going to put in, let's say 1776. Keep the same year. But since it is June, we're going to give it July. See, we want to get 1 month difference. So the date 4th of July, this is going to be 4th of June. Boom. And we get the answer in a datetime format. And now we take those two and send it to the last method. We should be getting a 30-day, and that's it. We are short by 30 days. Perfect. And that concludes the fifth exercise, where we used LangChain OpenAI and Python, created a QuizBot using Datetime Parser, and then calculated the time difference between the user and the AI and presented it. This has to be a great use case for LangChain parsers. That being said, stay tuned. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching.